You're tuning to me, you're watching Gully TV. These videos of me walking are starting to take on an identity of their own. I get some real good dialogue out when I'm walking. It's well known that people think better when they're on their feet. So I be feeling like Jill Scott sometimes. Let's take one long walk, but it be necessary. Let's talk for a minute. Let's talk some hip hop, sports, and fashion. I got on Shaheem hat, 1994. That's one of the golden years of hip hop, magical year. You know who came out in 94. Wu-Tang, Nas, Mobb Deep, Craig Mack, Biggie. Pretty sure it might be some others, but 1994 will always be remembered for. And Shaheem, I'm bugging. Shaheem's solo joint came out in 94. He was in the same, he got a write-up in the same Source magazine that Illmatic got. Anyway, I seen this discussion on one of these platforms, and it's a young man on there, and he's talking on this podcast, and he's speaking his piece from the perspective of a young man, and he's talking about how they was comparing Nas and Jim Jones. And I know y'all gonna jump all over me. I'm still gonna speak my piece. When I was 16, 17, and well into my early 20s, Esco was the king. That's what we called Nas. Nasty Nas. We called him Esco. I have to point out that there's a difference between Nas and Escobar. It just was. Nas is the young man from Queensbridge. Escobar was like an identity he took on when he started to kick this mafioso rap and shit like that. That's my understanding of it. I always liked the Esco more than I liked the Nas. So, yeah, Escobar season begins. Y'all remember that? Anyway, this young man was comparing Jim Jones and Nas. And I'm listening to what he's saying. And I have to, in some ways, agree. I understood what he was saying. Let me put it that way. I understood what he was saying. And he gave some examples of why he felt that Jim Jones was popping more than Nas. So I thought about this for like a day and a half. I seen this video a couple days ago. And I'm like, in a way, what Shorty is saying is blasphemy. But if you really look into it, and if you really listen to music and vibe to music, he kind of made a point. He said, I think he said something like, you know, whenever they're hanging out or partying, you never heard nobody say, yo, go put Nas on. And I thought about that. And I thought about it, and I said to myself, damn. When I was a teenager and when I was smoking weed, there were certain songs that I would play from Nas, and it kind of like went together. Right? And another video came out after this young man had this discussion. I believe it was on the same platform. And one of these guys said that Nas is favored. It's almost like an East Coast bias. Nas is favored in the Northeast. And the rest of the country don't look at him the same way as we look at him. And I said, all right, that could have some truth to it. I don't know. But I thought about what the young man was saying. And I ain't gonna lie. Somewhere Nas lost me. I'm a big fan of him. I love his music. But I have picks. And the way that people, whenever rap is, discussed about who's the top guys, whenever this discussion comes up, Nas is, of course, mentioned. I believe his mention is accredited to a lot of his early works. As Nas, I don't know whether it happened when he got married or he got rich. He was no longer hungry. I don't know. Somewhere in there, Jay-Z kind of took me as far as, when it came to the top East Coast guy. Half a Mil is my favorite rapper of all time, but when the Hove and Nas thing was going on, I listened. Yes, he told Jay-Z ass up in that battle. Ether. I don't know whether he shot his load on Ether. I don't know whether he gave so much into Ether he didn't have anything left. But I was listening to what Shorty was saying, and he was like, we grew up on, his generation, he was like, we grew up on We Fly High. And he named some other songs, Pop Champagne and some more other shit. He was like, we didn't listen to One Mic. He said, I never heard nobody, at a party or something say, yo, put that Nas shit on. And I thought about it. And I'm like, damn, with the exception of like Uchi Wally, Life's a Bitch, the one joint, I need an encore, y'all. You should, Nostradamus. And there might be some other joints in between. Street Dreams is one. But I was like, damn, is there some joints did Nas ever get off any of them joints that banged in a party like that? And I don't know. Uchi Wally was out when I was in college, and the bitches loved that shit. Like, Uchi Wally was a hit. It was. And it probably had a lot to do with the hook. But whatever the case, chicks loved that joint. That was a big, big record. But I'm thinking, and it's like people don't be wanting to let Jim Jones be the victor in some of these conversations. But he got them joints, man, that when we chilling, when we getting high, and I don't smoke anymore, but when we getting high, we chilling, or there's bad bitches around, Jim got them joints that you say, yo, play that. Like G's Up, Hoes Down, or Harlem. And there's more. I can't sit here and just run them all off. But there's Pray for Rain, some with Miami. There's good joints that in a setting, a party type setting, a cookout type setting, the Jim shit will bang. And I got to thinking, man, I'm like, I could name a whole bunch of joints by AZ that would bang in the cookout, that would bang in a party that you could play at a party and shit. I'm serious. Be There is one of them. I'm Back is one. Bet You Didn't Know is one. I could go further. Just bear with me. Just hear me out. Just For You, he just dropped that recently. But he got these joints that they kind of like resonate with the bitches. I'm serious. Like, bitches like AZ like a motherfucker. Not just because of his looks. He just, his criteria, the shit that he was on, the music, it kind of resonated with girls. I'm telling you, like, my shorty used to take AZ CD out of my car and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And she was a fan of Nas too, but she more than likely would probably clip the AZ joints. Boom. So I'm thinking, and I'm like, damn, man. Somewhere Esco lost me, man. I'm like, somewhere he lost me. I don't know what happened. But I just can't say that he got a better body of music to me than Guru from Gangstar as a solo artist. And I'm comparing him to another solo artist. I'm comparing Nas' music to Guru. And you might say, well, Guru ain't got no club joints, so he ain't got no party joints, so he ain't got no joints to shit. Mass Appeal, Royalty, who's gonna take the weight? Like, he got him. Love Sick, he got him. He really got him. He really got him. I'm serious. And I gave this some thought before I got on here. I'm like, man, they gonna kill me in my comments. But I'm starting to understand that I gotta go through the fire in order to spark these conversations. These are conversations that need to be had. Some people might have these conversations privately, but I'm just gonna put them on the table. Whenever you see me on this phone walking, I'm putting it on the table. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, I can't say based on a career that Nas has better music than Guru. I love them both. But I think Guru got a few more joints. I'm serious. And what that young boy was saying, I kind of get it. Nas is known as a lyricist, right? He kind of like straddles the line of, he can go backpacker, he can go the backpacker route, and he can, he can talk the hustler shit. He kind of straddles the fence. He does. He really does. Backpackers love him and street guys love him too. But he kind of straddles the fence. And I believe this is something that has to be spoken of. It probably is. He became the golden boy, and people don't be wanting to just say this shit. And I know y'all gonna go crazy in this fucking comments. I don't know what happened. Whenever I have these discussions about Nas, it'd be 1,000 niggas in my comments talking about, yeah, he just put out 6 joints. His last joint was this, his last joint. We don't play that shit. We don't play that shit. We don't be playing that shit. I'm serious. Like, I can't even give you, I know he was talking about being a cryptocurrency crypto Scarface or some old shit on that one joint. I can't remember by name a joint that just took me like that. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time. It's been a long fucking time. And when you see the rest of the United States say that they only like him in the Northeast, it's possibly some truth to that. And I know each region has their favorites. You go down south in Atlanta, they're going to like Jeezy and T.I. You go down and you go to Cali, they're going to like probably Snoop and Tupac. Bay Area, Too Short and the Loonies, Mac Dre. Like, every region has their guy. But I just don't know. Somewhere along the lines, something happened. I see people say that Nas is tone deaf and he picks the worst beats and shit like that. That could have a lot to do with it, because no matter what anybody say, the production, a person will take to the production from the door, and you don't even have to be an all the way live lyricist. If you got some dope production or some dope ass beats, people gonna fuck with it. I believe there was some mention of Nas and Premier doing a whole project again or something like that. I'm drawing a blank. I don't know what's going on with Esco. And he's older and he's rich and he's established, and I guess, he got mass appeal, whatever, and Dave East is over there, so maybe he's older. He just feel that he don't what that young boy was saying, I understood what he was saying. I know y'all seen this video, but I understood what the young nigga was saying. And I believe what he said had some truth to it. Like, you don't hear nobody say, yo, go put on some Nas. You don't. I don't know where he lost it at. There was a time, I was younger, that he meant everything. But this is around it was written, John Blaze, Bodies in the Trunk with Nori. This is during them years. The Flyest Gangsters, Affirmative Action. That shit was all a long time ago. And again, people don't be wanting to say that Jim Jones got bangers. For some reason, people do not want to see him win. People do not want to give him any credit. It's very strange, and people be on it. People say some of the most rotten shit. Like, Max B been in jail for, I believe, 15, 16, maybe 17 years or some shit like that. And if you bring up Jim Jones music, they're going to say Max B and Stax was writing for him. Man, them niggas been going a long time, and this man continued to put out pretty quality, consistent music and shit. And I know some of y'all gonna say, he's 50 years old, he talking about gang banging, and he talking about drugs and shit like that. The shit sound good. It do. The shit sound good. It does. He picks good beats. He be talking some slick shit that resonates with me, even at my age and shit, even though my lifestyle has changed tremendously. I'm talking about sound. I'm talking about creating a vibe. Does Nas music create a vibe? Or does Nas put out the type of music that just hard legs want to listen to? I heard some people say that about Griselda, that if you go to a Griselda show, it ain't going to be no hoes there. It's going to be all niggas. It could be some truth to that. But again, I just want to know, like, did y'all understand what that young man was saying when he was saying that he was saying that Nas is, he like, man, I believe he kind of said, like, you know, I get it and shit like that, but we didn't fuck with that. It's been a long time since he's put something out that grabbed me. I'm serious. I believe he might have shot his load during the video television era, you know, the 106 in Park and the Total Quest Live and era and shit like that. After that, I don't know what happened. And people don't be wanting to say it. And I do believe Guru got a better body of music than Nas. That's something that people don't want to say. People do not want to say that. And I could list tracks from Guru, like powerful joints. Shit's just fire. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about fire. And you're going to have people to say, you know, Nas did this and this. But it's probably going to be something from the early to mid 90s and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, something happened. And I just wanted to put this on the table. I know y'all seen this discussion this young man was having when he was comparing Nas and Jim Jones. And y'all would say, well, there's no comparison. Jim's garbage. I hear y'all. Y'all always say that about him. But when we kicking it, when there's bitches around and shit like that, Jim music gonna get played. That's the truth. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. When y'all see me walking, I'm spilling it. So y'all might get more of these and shit. I seem to put out some real good dialogue when I'm on my feet. It's not the same when I'm sitting down. So y'all probably gonna continue to get these videos of me walking. All right? Peace.